I'm here at one of the many police checkpoints that have been set up across Melbourne. As you can see behind me, police officers are pulling over drivers randomly. They're checking for their driver's licence, their vehicle registration, but most importantly, they're asking for the reason for travel, as we are now all in stage 3 restrictions, or strict stay-at-home orders are in place. Now, more than 1,000 police officers and nearly 300 Defence Force personnel are enforcing these borders across Greater Melbourne. Anyone caught doing the wrong thing could face fines of up to $1,600. Here's Victoria Police.
The window of police discretion is closing. We will issue infringements, and it will be a very rare occasion, an exception where discretion is used. And when I say people are doing the right thing as a majority, we've still got others who are doing stupid, selfish, reckless actions.
Annalise, this is day 1 of a 6-week lockdown. Thousands of businesses have had to shut and residents aren't allowed to leave their home unless it is essential. Now, Premier Daniel Andrews is sticking by his comments that we're in this position because Victorians became too complacent. Well, federal Liberal MP Tim Wilson says Victorians are angry.
It was up to every Victorian to take responsibility to make sure we didn't see a spread of the virus, only to find out the group who was supposed to be responsible for enforcing the law and making sure there wasn't a spread was ultimately the key, the key participant in making sure it spread. And mostly because you have a state government who is more interested in making sure that companies that hire their union mates took precedence over the public health of Victorians. So frankly, people are pissed off.
134 cases of coronavirus were recorded in Victoria yesterday. Most of those cases are under investigation. Now questions are being raised if all Melburnians should wear masks when they go out in public. Now, the Premier said that he will have more to say on this issue, so it is expected that an announcement could be made very shortly on the issue of masks. Here's what the Health Minister, Greg Hunt, had to say about it.
The medical advice, and I think it's very important here to focus on the medical advice, is that if you are in a situation where you're not able to distance, that is an appropriate thing to do.
Annalise, we will bring you the latest developments throughout the day.
Gabriella Power, thank you. We'll check in with you again soon. Let's go live now to Andrea Crothers, who's on Victorian's Mornington Peninsula. Andrea, residents there are frustrated they've been included in the lockdown.
Annalise, many people here are questioning exactly why the area has been included as part of the Greater Melbourne area, particularly given it is so far from the city. And there is also only one active case here at the moment. But what's perhaps more frustrating is they saw an influx of cars coming in off the East Link last night from Melbourne, when that area has been told specifically to stay in their primary residences. Now, I'm with the Mornington Peninsula Shire Mayor, Sam Hearn. Sam, just how many people did you see coming into this area last night?
Yeah, we basically had reports right across the peninsula, you know, back-to-back traffic on the Peninsula Link, the main freeway down here, and then similar on our arterial roads down the southern peninsula. You know, people piled up in lines 100 metres down the street outside local supermarkets, all those kind of signs that we've had an influx of people from outside our local area.
When this is obviously a key spot for holiday homes,
yeah,
when people have been told to stay in their primary residence, how frustrating is it when they are coming into your area?
Yeah, it's really concerning. It's particularly concerning. We've just had confirmed this morning that we're back to 0 cases in our municipality, and so the greatest risk for us as a shire at the moment is people travelling down from the rest of from Melbourne into our area and bringing COVID-19 with them. So we're really concerned that the line's been drawn to include our area when we think we should have been included like Geelong in the regional areas at
So
this
you
stage.
believe your shire shouldn't have been included as part of Greater Melbourne?
No, we think inadvertently including us in this new restriction zone could do far more harm than good for our public health outcomes down here.
As for the lockdown, what will this now mean for your businesses here?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had a devastating impact already down here. Overall, our businesses have suffered 3 times worse than the Australian average and twice as bad as the Victorian average. So this just kind of sets them back, really rocks them in that kind of slow transition out that they were in the middle of, and I guess is just really heartbreaking for so many of our local businesses that have had the courage to do the right thing for the common good, but are now kind of thrown back into turmoil. So it's a really tough time.
It's been put as a 6-week lockdown at the moment, but there's still no telling of whether this could happen again or how long it could go on for.
Yeah.
What does that mean for your area?
Yeah, I mean, that's the uncertainty that we're all in across the state in particular and even the country. I think for our area, because we are an area that's so reliant on hospitality, tourism, those kind of things, you know, we're facing grim issues already, but we just don't want that added to by, you know, when our community's done so well. We've got 0 active cases today as I speak, for us to be actually risked by being exposed to the rest of Melbourne in this way.
Just finally, if you did have one message for anyone still looking at coming down here to their holiday home, what would you say? It's
just not the time to do it. Stay home, support your local businesses in your community, and protect us and support us by staying put where you are.
Thanks so much for your time, Sam Hearn, the Mornington Peninsula Shire Mayor. They've just come back to 0 active cases now in this area. The one clear message for everyone: stay at home, stay away from their shire. And Elise?